Hi, my name is Shikha, and today I'll be talking to you about how the government's greed on imposing the tobacco industry tax is actually helping ruin people's life. Now, the tobacco industry basically constitutes of everything from bidis, cigarettes, and chewable tobacco, which is actually 69% of the entire industry. While the recognition of such demerit goods is recognized, the when we take into account the government's stake in the industry and how the government actually benefits from the tax itself, along with the fact that the amount of labor and livelihood that goes into it makes this entire deal a whole murky business, because tobacco industry is basically a demerit good. Now, all demerit goods are actually called the sin goods, and the tax collected from such goods is actually called the sin tax. Now, in her 2020 speech, the Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman actually proposed the increase of excise duty on all tobacco products. Now, this will be done by way of increasing the national contingency duty on all tobacco products by the exception of bidis, of course. And this comes shortly after the while that was imposed by the Union Cabinet a few months back on the import and export and basically the use of e-cigarettes. Now, why does this matter so much? Why are e-cigarettes so important, and why is this particular ban helping the government so much? Now, Sitharaman did say that she plans to have this entire movement to actually eradicate the use of tobacco from India, and she envisions a tobacco-free and addiction-free India. But this does raise a few questions, because the fact that e-cigarettes were banned and subsequently there was an increase in the tax of normal traditional cigarettes does raise a few questions, because the e-cigarette industry does not actually contribute anything to the government industrial tax. So any kind of tax that comes through the e-cigarettes and the marketing of such e-cigarettes does not fall into the pocket of the Indian government. Subsequently, the tax that is raised from the traditional cigarettes is not that much. When you're selling, for example, a normal traditional cigarette for let's say 5 rupees for one cigarette, and after the tax the cost of one cigarette becomes 8 or 9 rupees. Why is that so? Because when we look into it, 70 to 73% of the entire tobacco industry actually constitutes of chewable tobacco, which comes in, like, you have seen those little pan masala packets, right? And the fact that traditional cigarettes actually constitute to less than 8% of the entire tobacco industry, and they're extremely cheap to make because it's just nicotine wrapped in filter paper. All of their resources are actually cheap to make and sell it out to the customer. But for something that let's say you're selling it for 10 rupees, but the cost of making it is actually just 1, you're making huge sums of profit. And all of that profit, coupled with the heavy tax, actually falls into the government's pocket. And to put it in even simpler terms, the fact that traditional cigarettes account for less than 10% of the revenue of the tax, but they're actually responsible for more than 86% of the revenue that actually comes into the government's pocket. So all of those benefits the government enjoys. Whereas the e-cigarettes, they are not going to pay anything to the government, because that is in a whole different separate industry in itself. So the increasing use of e-cigarettes and a dip in the use of traditional cigarettes, the classic cigarettes, is actually not beneficial to the government. And that is how e-cigarettes are being banned from the market, and traditional cigarettes are actually, like, they are the only source of getting nicotine for some people. And that is why there is a huge increase in the tax that is placed on these traditional cigarettes, with the exceptions of bidis, of course. Bidis are not included. And lastly, the highest stake in the Indian tobacco industry is actually owned by the Indian Tobacco Company, ITC. ITC actually owns more than 84.27% in the entire tobacco industry. And you know why this is beneficial to the government? Because the Indian government state actually happens to be one of the major stakeholders in the company itself. So basically, this ban on e-cigarettes and the regulations that are made in the changes of the tax that will be imposed on the traditional tobacco products is actually beneficial to the government directly. State-owned companies such as LIC, the life insurance company of India, they actually have more than 26% of stake in the ITC department as well. So this means a huge sum of money is actually going into the government's pocket as well through tobacco and through the tobacco industry itself. What is worse is that manufactured cigarettes are also displacing bidis in traditional households because of its affordability. Now, what is the solution for all of this? Basically, at the end of the day, greed is no solution for anything substantial. And if a person does want to bring any kind of reform in taxation or any kind of industrial revenue, the main solution is strong political will. As soon as we put into account the greed that comes into any such thing, greed is only going to ruin it, whether the money goes into the pockets of a politician or an entire political party itself. So the only solution that we are looking for technically here is strong political control, taxation policies which are made in accordance with the public income, and at last, of course, public awareness regarding this crucial matter.